To continue with our installation of the windlass, we have to obtain a suitable flat area on your deck, similar to the one we have here. With your template supplied, we have an arrow. We must place that arrow pointing to the bow roller. Once in position, with some tape, we fix it in position with a suitable drill, a 10mm drill. We continue to drill our holes. Fourth one, and finally our fifth hole for our power supply cables. We now proceed to drill our rope and chain hole. We commence drilling on our first point marked on the template, and we should only drill 10 mils, and then we have to alternate to our second hole marked on the template for another 10 mils, and we have to cut through in that manner. If we drill the deck in our first hole right through, we would then lose our center point for our second hole. So let us start with our first point. After drilling through 10 mils, we alternate to our second marker. Now we are completing one hole. We remove the drill and commence completing our second hole right through to the bottom. Once completed, like it is now, with a file we smooth the edges out on both sides. That completed, we then proceed to remove our template for our next step. Once completed the holes, we must seal with a paintbrush and our paint. We must seal the hole to protect the wood from any moisture we can get in there. Once that's completed, we screw in the thread rods, making sure they go all the way in. Once completed, we then have to apply a coat of silicone all around our surface to seal again from any moisture. So we get our sealing gun and we proceed to apply to the edges, including, and very important, including our thread rods. Our last one here, we finish that off. Just Now we turn it over. Before you place the rods in their hole, we must put our cable through our hole and then align must make sure that our cable goes in, and then we lower our windlass. Just neatly smooth this area. And job is completed at the top. Now we are under the deck, and from here we use our washers and nut to secure the windlass to the deck. Once that has been completed, we obtain a suitable spanner to tighten and secure the nuts. Once we select a suitable position for our control unit accessible to our navigator, we place our template and secure it with tape. We then proceed to cut out the center and the 4 holes for our screws. Once we have completed cutting out our square for our control unit, we proceed to put the cables through the hole, place the control unit in situ, and proceed to secure it with our screws. Now we will proceed to join our windlass cable to the control unit with our quick connectors. Is our black cable and then the red one. That has completed our joining of the cables from the windlass to the control unit. Okay, now we proceed to install our cables from the control unit to our windlass and battery cables. Our control cables are clearly marked as to where they go. Just make sure that the cables you install, it says from windlass and to battery. Alright, we select the cables from the windlass and we proceed to use our quick grips to join them together. Our black cable, select our windlass black cable, to black. Alright, now we have our plus and minus cables coming from the control unit that we have to connect to our battery. We commence with our negative black wire on our negative side on the battery. When we come to our red plus wire, we do not connect it directly to the battery. We have to connect it to our main power control switch, and we must connect it to our output side of the control switch. Once we do that, we secure it with a spanner and job completed. Now we install our rope to the windlass. We go over the bow roller, we raise the push arm over the gypsy and down the roll hole onto the rope locker, and then we lower our push arm. Down here we secure the rope to a tie down hook with a few knots, and then we would have to proceed to operate the windlass so our rope comes into our rope locker. When retracting the anchor and it is reaching the bow roller, you must slow down or stop completely and continue to pulse the switch until the chain is in situ.